Your Coca-Cola bottler presents Claudia. Claudia, based on the original stories by Rose Franken. Brought to you, transcribed, Monday through Friday by your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. Relax, and while you're listening, refresh yourself. Have a Coke. And now, Claudia.
Anything more for me to do around the house? I fixed the toaster, the door buzzer, the carpet sweeper, and the bathroom
Not
bulb.
a thing, David.
Are you sure that's all, Claudia?
Absolutely. Say, what's got into you tonight, David?
Nothing. I just feel like fixing things.
Well, I think that feeling like fixing things is an awful lot like fiddling while Rome burns. I'm not sure I like it, David.
You know, you're cute when you get serious.
You're whistling off key, David.
I suppose you think you can whistle better than that.
I certainly can.
You don't know how to whistle, Claudia. Never could.
I've been practicing, Mama.
All right, Smarty, let's see you.
You mean hear me?
Don't quibble, just whistle.
All right, but you can't look at me. Please don't look at me while I'm whistling, David. It makes me laugh.
She's very temperamental, David.
An artist, Mother. I'll turn my back. Go ahead now.
How can you turn your back when you're sitting down?
All right, I'll turn my head then. Now
All
stop
right.
stalling. Go ahead.
Here I go. David, that's not fair. You're looking at me in the mirror.
You look like a fish.
Thank you.
You're not a very accomplished whistler if you can't do it when anyone's looking at you.
I'm as good as David is.
Who says?
I says. Besides, you look like a fish, too.
Insults won't help, darling. Everyone knows that whistling isn't a woman's work.
I am not like other women. I told you I can, only not when you're looking at me. Hey, I know what I'll do.
What now?
I'll go into the next room. You'll be able to hear me from there.
I've got a better idea. Why don't you both go into the next room and let David's poor old mother-in-law go to sleep now? On the hard couch that's her bed.
I thought you always liked that hard old couch better than your nice soft bed.
Don't you know that mother-in-laws are always looking for sympathy, Claudia?
Fine chance I have of getting sympathy from you two.
Besides, come Friday when we move, you'll have your bed back and you'll be sorry.
I repeat, I am tired. I don't care what you do, but please take your nonsensical chatter out of the living room. Good night.
I think she means it, David.
Could be. Wait till I gather up my stuff. Here's my pipe.
Don't forget the matches like last night. You nearly scared Mama to death.
I don't scare to death that easily.
The evening papers?
You've read them at least 8 times.
I haven't finished. Do you mind?
Oh, what's so interesting in them anyway?
Read them sometime and see.
Haven't got time. But, David, when you get to the ladies' page, tear out the recipe, will you?
Tear it out.
I don't care who tears it out, but please get yourselves going.
I think she still means it, David.
We're going, Mother. Sleep tight, sleep tight.
David, I've got an idea.
Come in the bedroom.
No, I'll tell you here.
Make it quick, Claudia.
I'd like to go for a walk.
You would, eh?
I would. A nice long walk. It's a lovely night out.
You know, that's not a bad idea. I think I'd like to take a walk,
Wonderful. I'm all ready.
When you come back, try, if it's at all possible, not to awaken me.
She's ferocious when she's awakened at night.
I snap.
Like a dog.
More like a black bear. Now clear out of here, both of you.
I got to put on a tie. I'll be right with you.
He doesn't really whistle badly at all, does he, Mama?
Better than you.
I think so, too.
David seems to be in fine spirits tonight, doesn't he?
He certainly kept busy fixing things and whistling.
Never saw him fix or whistle so much before.
It's funny. I never thought David would be the kind of man who likes to fix things.
They all do, at times.
Who does what at which times?
I was afraid of that.
Of what?
You're contagious, Claudia.
What do you mean?
Now David comes into a room asking questions.
Your mother is in a terrible mood, darling. Come on. Let's leave her with herself.
Hand me my jacket, David.
Here you are.
Don't get lost.
We won't.
But if you do, remember your name is sewn into the seam of your dress right next to the zipper. Go to a police station and tell them who you are. They'll bring you back.
All right, silly. Don't wait up for us.
Don't worry. I'm asleep already.
Night.
She does look a little tired, don't you think, David?
Well, she'll get more rest in a couple of days. When we move out.
She'll be lonesome, too.
Mother doesn't mind. Besides, we won't let her get lonesome.
I wouldn't want to live alone. Would you, David?
You're not your mother, darling. At her age, living alone is not so bad, I guess. Besides, she's an independent soul. She'll enjoy it. You wait and see.
She wouldn't tell us if she didn't.
No, but we could tell.
You think so?
I know so. Come on now. Where will we walk?
Oh, out.
Now, into the elevator with you. What floor, my lady?
Now, what kind of floors have you got?
Let's see. High floors, low floors, medium floors, wax floors, dance floors.
Like to go dancing?
Right now, I think we'll take the main floor. Down, 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 we
Somehow I never trust these kinds of elevators that go by themselves. I always think they're going to get stuck.
They never do.
Really, never?
Very rarely.
Well, I still don't trust them. I just don't see how they can run by themselves.
That's the way they're made.
They stop, they start, the doors open, one thing after another.
Just like so.
That's just what I mean. I press one button, stops on the first floor.
Well, where did you want it to stop?
On the first floor, of course.
Oh.
But why should it?
Because.
See, even you don't know.
Of course I know.
Then why?
There's a little man who sits on top of the car. And when you press the button that says 1, that's where he takes you.
I don't believe it. There is no little man.
You're right, my dear.
Then how does it know?
Because you pressed the button. That's all you'll understand, so forget it.
It may be all I'll understand, but I won't forget it.
There now, be careful of that revolving door.
Come in the same compartment with me.
You scared to go by yourself?
Terrified.
Nice night.
Isn't it? A little damp, but nice.
Smart of you to suggest a walk, Claudia.
Oh, I'm a very smart girl, didn't you know?
I keep forgetting. Oh, it feels good to get out and walk.
David, now that we're away from the house, tell me what's wrong.
What's wrong? What do you mean?
I know something's wrong. Was there anything I did?
You're a dope. What could you do wrong?
Lots of things.
Well, you didn't do any of those lots of things tonight, dear.
And what is it, David?
Look at the ring around the moon, Claudia. It's going to be a nice day tomorrow.
Is that what it means?
I think so.
What makes the ring, David?
Dampness in the atmosphere, I guess.
I like it. Almost as much as a clear moon.
Like
Sort of mysterious.
Like the elevator that runs by itself.
It's not that mysterious.
You know, I'd rather be an architect than anything else in the world, I think.
I sometimes wondered if I were a man what I'd like to have been. Being an architect would have been nice, I think. Building things out of nothing. Houses for people. Schools. David, did you always want to be an architect?
No, or a farmer, but rather an architect.
We're lucky you're doing what you like to do.
You bet we are. I like the office. I like working with Roger. But still, sometimes I feel as though I'm not quite going in the right direction.
Like tonight?
Like tonight.
Have you felt like this before, David?
I guess so. But I can't quite put my finger on it.
That's only because you don't have to.
I don't even know exactly what it is I want to build. It's a feeling inside me. It's mostly that I feel as though I want to do something big. Leave something beautiful in the world. I'm sorry, darling. I don't suppose I'm making much sense.
It's enough sense for me, David. Oh, now look at the ring around the moon. It's sort of pinkish.
Mm-hmm. Right behind the tallest spire of that cathedral, across the street. It's almost pierced by it.
Kind of like a sign, isn't it?
Almost. I wonder how we happen to walk here.
I wonder.
Do you believe in signs, Claudia?
Oh, depends.
On whether you like a particular sign or not, is that it?
I like this one. David, do you believe in signs?
No. Not usually. Come on. Let's go in.
It's peaceful in here, isn't it, David?
Mm-hmm. Peaceful, quiet.
It's almost like getting married.
Claudia, do you see the way the stone sweeps up? It's a good, clean line, isn't it? The man who built this said, I'm building a house, a meeting place, a place where people can come and meet their God.
It's big, but not frightening.
They know he's here whenever they come. Look around you, Claudia. It's in all these stones. You know, I think I understand something a little better now.
Yes, David.
I'm moving in the right direction. I'll build a great church someday, but not yet. I look around and I can see. But I'm not ready, Claudia. Technically, I could build a place like this. I know how a flying buttress should be constructed. I know how the walls must be balanced for the high ceiling. The building would stand. It would be good, as buildings go.
But that isn't enough.
No. No, it's not half enough.
Maybe in a few years, David.
Maybe. And we've both suffered a little. We're too happy now, and life isn't all happiness.
Well, can't it be?
Well, it's happiness, tears, joy and sorrow, respect, love, humility, all of those things. When I know more of them, I'll be ready.
David, isn't there a way of building a cathedral without the tears?
I'm afraid not, Claudia.
David, let's leave. I feel almost as if someone's trying to take you away from me. Are we too happy?
If happiness is loving someone and being loved, we are very happy.
I hope it'll stay that way, David. Always happy. Always in love. Forever and ever.
The story material used on this broadcast was under the supervision of Rose Franken and William Brown Maloney, creators of Claudia. There's enough Coca-Cola so you can stock up. Now your family and friends can enjoy the pause that refreshes much more often. Coke is delicious, refreshing, easy on the budget, and welcome in any gathering. Now you can say, have a Coke again, when folks drop in to call. And once again you can count on Coke to make any occasion a party. You can ask your grocer for Coca-Cola when you're doing your marketing, and you'll get it. Don't forget to bring home a supply for your refrigerator when you shop. Every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir, and remember, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you may be, when you think of refreshment, think of Coca-Cola. For ice-cold Coca-Cola makes any pause the pause that refreshes. Your Coca-Cola bottler presents Claudia. Claudia, based on the original stories by Rose Franken. Brought to you transcribed Monday through Friday by your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. Relax, and while you're listening, refresh yourself. Have a Coke. And now, Claudia.
Is David dressed already? I better start supper.
No hurry, Mom. He's still in the shower.
How come you two aren't gabbling together?
Oh, he locked me out.
He's coming to his senses.
I tickled him, Mama.
He's got the patience of Job, your husband.
Oh, I don't see what's so wonderful having patience.
Sometime try marrying a man without it.
I'm married now, thank you.
Stop walking around like a lost puppy, Claudia. You're making me dizzy.
I'm waiting for David.
Have you seen my glasses?
Where'd you put 'em?
If I knew, would I be asking you?
You might. Don't get up, Mama. I'll look for 'em. Are they in the kitchen?
I'll look for them myself. It'll be less trouble.
Really? You can't ever let anybody do anything for you, can you?
Anybody, yes. You know. I don't trust you.
Wait till David hears.
David will understand.
Hey, where are you going?
Into the kitchen to look for my glasses. Do you mind?
Yes, I do. Here they are.
Where were they?
Right there, under David's shirt.
How did they get there, I wonder?
Oh, I can't imagine, Mama.
Got that cuff fixed yet?
Well, I thought I had, but it doesn't look right somehow.
Give it here.
I'll fix it.
Claudia, I'd rather do it myself than have David walking around with one cuff 2 inches shorter than the other.
But he's my husband.
Still better reason.
Look, you just show me how. I've got to learn sometime, Mama. Besides, it's all your fault.
My fault.
Well, a mother's supposed to prepare a daughter for marriage. Cooking, sewing, you know, all the femininely things.
Nobody can tell you anything. Not even that femininely is not a word.
Well, you understood what I said, didn't you?
Have it. Now watch carefully.
I'm watching.
First, Claudia, you're breathing down my neck.
How can I watch otherwise?
Come over here. We'll sit on the sofa. Now, first you edge the sleeve part. Then you sew it
What
on.
have you two got your heads together over?
Your sleeve. Mama's showing me how.
How what? Put something up it?
Put it together, silly. Hey, what'd you do in that shirt anyway?
I stretched, if you don't mind.
I do mind. In the future, David, please stretch before and after your shirt. It's terrible to sew.
Another one of the sacrifices of marriage.
Huh.
Stretching only before and after.
Claudia, I can't see with you leaning over me like that.
Well, I can't see if I don't, Mama.
David, do me a favor. Lock her in, would you?
Come over here, darling. Your mother doesn't appreciate you.
Only child she has, too. My, you feel nice and cool and smooth now. What'd you put on?
What do you mean, what'd I put on?
Your hair.
Same stuff. Water.
Nice. I wouldn't buy anything else.
Cheap, too.
Here you are, David. All done.
Oh, thank you, Mother. What do I owe you?
You couldn't afford it.
Now, where are you going?
To get dinner ready?
Can't you sit still just a minute? Sewing, cooking.
Come
all
on,
the
Mother.
time?
Take it easy a
It
while.
won't take me any time at all.
Say, I'll get dinner tonight.
Oh, no, you won't.
Then, since you're so stubborn, I'll tell you what.
What?
I have an idea.
What?
We'll go out.
We'll do nothing of the kind. I've got a perfectly good steak in the icebox.
Oh, it'll keep.
Why should it?
Because I like to eat out.
I like to eat out, too.
It's a waste of money.
Hush up, Mama. Do you, David? Where do you like to eat? You know, I like funny little restaurants where nobody else goes.
Not me.
Oh, I suppose you like those places where the menu's in handwriting, in purple ink.
And where the chairs are all armchairs. Carpets, too.
Oh, I was afraid of that. It was too good to be true.
What?
That we both like to eat out. Now we'll never be able to decide where to go.
You just rest your mind at ease, darling. We'll decide.
Mama, which kind do you... Really, that woman, she went into the kitchen again. Do we have to watch you every minute?
Claudia, let's really go out tonight. What do you say?
I'd love to, David. She's been working awfully hard.
Come on. We'll go tell her.
Mama, put down that pan.
Stop ordering me around like a chef, Claudia.
You heard her, Mother. Put it down. We are stepping out tonight.
What is all this nonsense?
No nonsense at all. We're celebrating.
What are we celebrating?
Listen to her, David. She pretends she doesn't know what.
I repeat. What?
Your birthday, of course.
Of course. Your birthday.
You know perfectly well my birthday's in January.
Oh, nonsense. You know as well as we do it's tonight.
Claudia, do you think we ought to break the news to Mama that she's a year older 3 months too soon?
Say, that's right. I didn't think of that. Mama, do you mind being older sooner?
I'd rather be younger later.
Say, I know what we'll do. We'll celebrate your last birthday tonight.
Right. That makes you, 9 months younger tonight than you will be in 3 months.
That settles it.
So put on your best bib and tucker, and we're off to celebrate. Come
I've
on.
had enough of this birthday already.
Where we go?
You leave that to me. The best restaurant in town.
Are you too serious?
Of course we are. It's your birthday, isn't it? We've got to eat out.
A normal person hasn't a chance around here.
Normal? What fun is normal? Hey, come on, David. You have to button me up the back.
What did you do before we were married?
I struggled. And hurry up, Mama. We're going to give you a wonderful birthday party. David, how much longer do you think we'll have to stand in line?
I'll give them 2 more minutes.
At my house, no standing in line.
Personally, I find the backs of people's heads fascinating. Don't you, David?
Don't I what?
Find the backs of heads fascinating. Say, look, there are only 7 people ahead of us now.
At my house, we're first.
Well, if you'd wear tails and stiff front shirts when you serve, Mrs. Brown, I wouldn't mind eating at your house.
You two will be lucky if I ever let you have another glass of water at my house.
Oh, your house, your house. So you'd sound as if you're the only person who'd ever had a house.
Have you?
No, but we will on Friday, won't we, David?
We will what?
Ouch, my shoe hurts.
Stand on the other foot.
Your name, please.
Naughton.
And how many in the party, Mr. Naughton?
3.
We'll take care of you in a few moments, Mr. Naughton, right after this party.
Oh, thank you.
Say, look, 3 people are leaving.
Don't point. It's rude.
David, tell him we're next.
I will not.
Mama, I had to marry a man with principles.
And no regard for his mother-in-law's health.
Here he comes, David. Tell him. Go on.
It wouldn't do us any good. These things are organized.
Right this way, Mr. Naughton. We have a table for you right over there.
Ah, you see? Virtue is its own reward, Mrs. Brown.
I'm sorry we kept you waiting so long, Mr. Naughton. I wish I had known it was you.
No, quite all right, quite all right.
Here we are.
Thank you very much.
I'll send the waiter over with the menu, Mr. Naughton.
Thank you.
David, who is you?
I don't know.
It's funny, Mama. All David said was who he was, and look at us sitting down.
David, I wish you told me what your name was so effective. I'd have married you myself.
He wouldn't have had you, Mama. Would you, David?
Well, she might be helpful around the house.
David, how do you suppose we got this table? Ahead of all those other people.
Oh, I'm a very distinguished-looking husband, Mrs. Naughton.
I think that. Claudia thinks that, David. I had no idea. The head waiter thought that.
I'll tell you a secret.
What?
I think he thinks I'm Hartley.
Hartley?
Yeah. When I gave him my name, Naughton, it probably struck a bell. Hartley Naughton, you know. That rings a bell in the best restaurants in New York.
Well, I'm no longer impressed. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, so am I, a little. Actually, though, I think it's very funny.
Funny.
At my house, you can eat even if you aren't anybody's brother.
Hush up, Mama.
Yeah, no odious comparisons allowed on your birthday. You know that?
What's the good of a birthday?
Here are the menus, Mr. Naughton.
We'll call when we're ready to order.
That will be fine, sir.
Purple ink, handwriting, just as I thought. Here, Mommy, your glasses. I remembered, see?
Now, ladies, now try to make up your minds. What'll it be?
Not so fast, David. There's so much to read here.
I don't know why it's so much fancier to write than to type.
Mama, look.
What's the matter, Claudia?
Look at the prices.
I've been looking at them. I decided David is absolutely crazy.
Steak, $4.50 apiece. Mama, how much is that steak at home?
$2.37 for the 3 of us.
David, you hear that?
No, I'm not interested.
$4.59, $12.50 just for steak for us.
$13.50. Steak all right with you, Mother?
I should say not. It'd stick in my throat. I'm having the salad.
You are not. Steak, it's settled. Steak is a birthday dish.
$13.50. Mama, how long does $13.50 feed us?
A few days, and very well, too.
We're paying for the carpets and the music. You know that, don't you, David?
Well, let's see. Steak and what else?
Nothing else.
Steak and baked potatoes, asparagus, and salad. All right?
David, you don't have to show off for me or Claudia, you know. We're married to you already.
Is this or is this not your birthday, Mother?
It is not.
Then that settles it. No more discussion.
What are you going to do?
You'll see. Waiter. Oh, waiter.
You wish to order?
Yes. 3 turtle soups, 3 medium rare steaks with baked potato, asparagus, and mixed green salad.
David.
I won't hear another word on the subject.
It's not about that.
Then what is it?
Onions. Don't forget the onions.
Oh, yes. Waiter. French fried onions with each, please.
Oh, onions. But of course. I'll bring the soup, sir.
Thank you.
Well, Mama, what do you think of your birthday party?
You really want to know what I think?
Of course I do. Don't you, David?
Well...
I think, Claudia, that you married a very superior man.
Darling. You sleeping, David?
Good night.
Good night. David. Do you think Mama was pleased?
What do you think?
I think she was. Very.
That's what I think.
You know, she never says things, not to me anyway. But that's how I can tell.
Sure. Good night, darling.
David.
What now, Claudia?
Just one more thing.
All right. All right, go on.
You know, I agree with Mama.
What about?
I think you're a very superior man, too.
So do I.
You do? Why, you conceited person.
But of course I do. I've thought so ever since the day you asked me to marry you.
You mean you think that
Of course, who cares? We're married now, that's all that matters.
And all that ever will matter, David.
Now, this is for good, darling. Good night.
David.
Oh, turn over and go to sleep, Claudia.
Someday when we're very rich, darling. Do you think Mom and mine having 2 birthdays every year?
All story material used in this broadcast of Claudia was under the supervision of Rose Franken and William Brown Maloney. Have you noticed, folks, that there's more Coca-Cola available? Once more, when you step up to the familiar red cooler and ask for a cold bottle of Coke, you're pretty sure to get it. Now you can enjoy the pause that refreshes by yourself or with a friend. Yes, there is more Coke now. It's the same Coke as always, and the price is still 5 cents. Every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir, and remember, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you may be, when you think of refreshment, think of Coca-Cola. For ice-cold Coca-Cola makes any pause the pause that refreshes.